right, friends. Happy Sunday fun day to you. Aaron here bringing you Uranus Astrology Daily Horoscope for the 27th of October 2019. So we've got a jam-packed day going on, right? The moon starting off in Libra, and then just before midnight, we've got a new moon in Scorpio, right? At 4 degrees of Scorpio, which is what? Exactly opposite Uranus at 4 degrees of Taurus. All right, this is really beautiful. New moons are always about new beginnings. Let's back it up. Let's even talk about the new moon first. All right, we're getting into the day because it doesn't even come till a little bit later. Let me show you the chart here, and we'll move it ahead. So this is at noon, okay, on Sunday. So we've still got the moon for the good chunk of the day in Libra, which is still about connecting with other people, right? Now, we have a very, that fate kind of connection here between Venus and Saturn, okay? Very structured. All right, when we're talking about Scorpio, we're talking about our deep passions, sex, money, and power, right? We are sexual beings, and it's like we cannot deny that, right? We all, are attracted to power in one way or another, and money, we all need to survive in this world, so this kind of deals with all of those things, and even saying them out loud here, it seems taboo even to talk about those things, but it's like these are just facts of life. These are just parts of life. Again, the shadow side, right? And the shadow side of the shadow side, the material world, the material goods, right? Uranus over here shaking things up. So as we move in through our day here, 4 degrees. There we go. Minutes. Click, 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 click. There we go. Either way, it's really, you can look at the quintile there, which is a creative energy, but that's a lighter aspect, these quintiles. It's a beautiful creative energy. It's a universe, fate kind of thing, like these septiles, the quintiles and septiles. They deal with kind of like the otherworldly aspects of astrology, not the physical properties, which are beautiful aspects, but really, there's really no other aspect besides Uranus here. Uranus opposition here is taking the blunt of this new moon, okay, at 11:37 p.m. So any time that we're dealing with Uranus, it's always expect the unexpected. Uranus is the lightning striking, right? It's the earthquake, the aha moment, the light bulb turning on, eureka, and in the sign of Taurus, it's one of the more difficult signs for Uranus to be in. Is probably the most difficult. Is Uranus is again the great shake. It's that wrecking ball, and Taurus is the old tradition, the most stubborn thing that doesn't want to change. Okay, and now we're dealing with this going deep in ourselves and uncovering these hidden truths about ourselves. It's very fun talking with people, and it's just like we're afraid of a lot of things. Human beings are afraid of a lot of things. But when you talk to people, they're probably most afraid of themselves. They're most afraid of doing the inner work. They're most afraid of diving into their own traumas. Sorting through the things that were difficult. Sometimes we want to just bury that stuff, sweep it under the rug, and forget about it. And this is kind of shaking that stuff up and saying, again, this, your rug's getting a mound in it, to where it's like this can't just be, address the elephant in the room right now. So this is stirring stuff up, especially with that opposite Uranus, where it's just like, look, this has to change right now. It's that you get 3 chances here. The first time's intuition or spirit's gonna tickle you with a feather, and then you get the inkling, like maybe I should do something about this, and then it's just like you get the tap on the shoulder, and then you get the brick in the face. The brick in the face is always the extremity. It's always like, oh, I don't even like to say some of those things, because it's just like, oh, I should have stopped eating all the sugar now I have this problem. Now I should have stopped drinking, now I have a liver problem. Or I should have paid attention to this, and now there's this. Like the body manifests things in order for us to maintain balance. When things are out of balance is when we get dis-ease, when the body is not at ease with the rest of the cosmos, when we're not in harmony with ourselves, and we have to be at harmony here in our heart, in our gut, and in our brain. And it's this new moon here is diving deep, right? Because we've got four of our main players, okay? And Scorpio is still about, an eighth house in astrology is about shared resources. Again, maybe I farm quinoa, and you farm peppers, and you farm avocados, and you farm squash, and together we have a meal. Alone, I have a very bland meal every day for myself, So it's like what I harvest and what are my goods, I need to share with others, and as well I need to receive barter, trade, for whatever services, our shared resources. What can we do? We can create a farmer's market together. So instead of people just coming to my farm or just coming to your farm, we group together. It's like a mall. You know what I mean? Well, those are kind of getting brick and mortar run down, but you know what I'm saying? Pulling everything together. Okay. So Scorpio is still very much about people pulling people together. Okay. And Mars, so you got Mars still there, very excited, still making those connections. And then you've got the moon, which is what you need. You got Venus, what you want. You've got Mercury, how you're thinking about it. Mars is how you get it. Mars is over there and say like, yeah, we're going to get it. We're doing this. And the great thing about Mars is it's like, I don't have to, be in the slow moving water sign, it's like Mars can get the work done while the other planets are there doing the deep work, okay? So Mars can still be sociable. We're not like completely depressed and plunged underneath water. Like we had everybody in Virgo season. We could handle that, and it was kind of exciting because we were focused and driven. You get all those players in the water sign, and it's like, oh my God, we can really, really feel that weight. So the good thing, Mars brings the lightness to this, and still with that cardinal sign, that strong, air energy, is still like making things happen, in a very positive side. So you've got how we're thinking, what we're needing, how we're feeling, what we want, and then self. Self is plunging into this underworld. Self is plunging into the shadows and saying we need to rediscover self. We need to rediscover who I am. We need to rediscover what I love. We need to rediscover, and that's why, and I will share this right now, and I think I did the other day too, but like, please do not be afraid of this Venus retrograde coming up, okay? It's beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing. It's going to happen on the 30th, okay? No other planet besides Pluto has the jurisdiction. I just talked about it the other day, the jurisdiction to go into Scorpio, to go into the underworld, That's Pluto's realm. Mercury lives on both sides of the fence. So the fact that we get to review. See, the thing is, again, people are afraid of themselves, are afraid of doing the work. And this is like, okay, it's slow down time. When we're reviewing, we'll get more into it come the retrograde. But we're leading up into this new moon. So it's just like we're rediscovering ourselves. We're some of these, our old traumas can be resurfaced. And it's funny, like, just to think about this on the psyche, how we can say, I've been imprinted since, I was a young child and this event happened to me and I've never been the same since. And maybe I'm withdrawn or cold or more bitter, more recluse to myself. And it's because this instance, or I had this relationship with this boss or with this partner and this happened. And that's why and that's why I'm this way. Something happened to me and that's why I am the way I am. So we give reason to these, oh, that's why I'm withdrawn. That's why I'm this. But can we do the opposite? Can you say like, wow, I had no idea that these people were going to surprise me with this, or I was told I couldn't have this thing, or I wasn't going to get this job, and then all of a sudden, boom, it turned around, and I actually got that dream job that I didn't think I was going to get. can we imprint that on ourselves in that positivity the same way that we imprint the traumas? I was in a car crash. The car crash created whiplash, and and now I'm dealing with that every single day, and there's pain involved here. But it's just like, okay, yes, and we give reason, and that's very valid, but you see what I'm saying here? Like, can we look and think back about a time of positivity where something happened that we were so blown away by happiness and joy that is the imprint, that is the impact that makes us bubble every day and see light and hope in the world, and apply ourselves to add our spark, to add our light, So we're rediscovering self. We're refining these passions that are buried very deep down in our bellies, down in our gut. We're bringing them to the surface. We're starting new. We're able to take this energy and again, release old patterns, release old habits. We can even, review, relook, and that's going to, again, coming up. Because like today, Mercury's at 26 degrees. Come tomorrow at 27 degrees. It's not going to move. It'll move a little bit, but it's going to stay at 27 degrees for several days, until it starts its retrograde, until like the 1st or the 2nd of November. Mercury's going to stay at 27 degrees on that one point. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. But so we're already starting to feel that energy of like slowing things down and bringing it into, really processing this stuff and sitting with it, sitting there, forcing ourselves to meditate, forcing ourselves to do the hard work instead of skipping over it and checking our phone or grabbing a snack or hitting up a friend because we're afraid to be alone with our own thoughts. Long story, coming full circle, that's what we have to do right now. This part of this new beginning is rediscovering ourselves, and part of that is going inward to listen to yourself. The body speaks. Okay, the body talks, and meditation helps. I love that Nako song, And again, there's things that are telling us that we need to change right now. We're amongst great change, and we're gonna have a couple weeks here. We're gonna have this really beautiful sun trine to Neptune, 2 sextile of Saturn. It's like this is really breakthrough, positive creation energy. And we have to do the shadow work first. We have to do the shadow work first. There's no escaping ourselves. We can run away from everybody else, but we cannot escape ourselves. So sit with yourself, love your sexuality, love your sexual identity, love the powerful person that you are. You are so much stronger than you think you are. You're so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. You're so much more powerful, right? So it's like coming into our power during this, sitting with it, rediscovering who we are, the depths of a core of our being. So happy new moon. And the great thing about this, if that's not already great, the fact that we're starting in the sociable sign of Libra, in the morning time, all the way leading up into the new moon, which happens at 11:30. So it's like this energy is the 27th and carries this new moon energy into the 28th. So when we wake up, on the 28th, Mr. Blue Jay should be on your shoulder, or the tap is on your shoulder. If not the Blue Jay, if you're not, already in alignment, like, yeah, I'm feeling this change and I'm going in that direction, going toward the light, Carol Ann, so if it's not the Blue Jay on your shoulder whistling a little tune, that's spirit telling you, hey, something's got to change right now, and we need to sit with self and figure out what this is so that we can expand, we can evolve beyond this funk. If we're feeling a funk right now, and I know so many of us are, we're dealing with a lot, and the universe is saying, hey, but you can take this, and you can use this beautiful energy and transmute it, transform it. Okay, take that pain and create power out of it. That's the beauty of Scorpio. Take the death and create life out of it. No manure, no magic. It's a beautiful day. Happy Sunday into Monday. We'll talk to you more tomorrow. All right? Thank you.